chant together.
Life is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो हमारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% करे नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complete level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Intelligent people suffer intelligently because they get lost in cause and effect. So, to help them, our personality is analyzed and presented before us in a cause and effect manner. So, gross body is obvious. We have analyzed it and also come to a conclusion, this gross body we cannot be. The second point we have learned that gross body is just like a house, and in that house somebody is living. That somebody is the subtle body. Now this subtle body is functioning through the gross body. How it functions? It has got two options. It functions with identification with the gross body, and then we become man, woman, young, old, etc. And the second option is it functions as somebody who is living in this body, and when the body dies, he goes to other body. These are the two ways the subtle body is looked upon. The first one is wherein some personality, vyakti, individuality is born. And this individuality is born only after body identification. Thereafter, the subsequent problems, what we call the Gauna Atma, we become somebody and somebody suffers throughout life. So we have to get out of it. Now we come to the subtle body. Now how do we work on it? Swapno bhavatyasya vibhaktyavastha swamatra sheshena vibhati yatra swapne tu buddhi swayameva jagrat kalina nana vidhavasana vihi kartradi bhavam pratipadyate rajate yatra swayam jyotirayam paratma. Now what is this subtle body? Swapnaha bhavati asya vibhaktyavastha. Subtle body is predominantly and completely manifesting in the dream state. And in the dream state, there are nothing except the mind and its own modification. This point, the day we will be able to digest, understand God's grace has showered on us. Everything is only mind. If mind is taken care of, all the problems get dissolved. This we have to learn. Only by listening it will not happen. You can also give lecture to others. But it must happen to us. Like how it happens. When somebody is in coma, he doesn't suffer. The one who has to pay the bill, he suffers. Because body is there, but there is no body identification. Therefore, the moment body identification happens, there also the body doesn't suffer. It is the mind or the jiva that suffers. Therefore, in dream, all the experiences that we have gathered during our waking state, all those experiences are accumulated in the form of impressions. Now, this is a very important point we have to learn. See, if you have taken heavy food and let us take full of garlic, just example, and thereafter, because you have taken up to the nose, so the belching will start. Now, in that belching, after eating a lot of garlic, will you get the smell of fragrance? What we have eaten, that alone will come out. Exactly the same way, when we are interacting with the world, how we interacted. See, do we interact in the world in such a manner that we create dots and dents on our mind? Or we interact in this world in such a manner that no dots and dents are created on the mind? So, what does it mean? See, it's so important. Any boy or any girl, for example, they see so many girls and so many boys. They don't fall in love with every damn fool person. Then out of those, so many they have seen, one boy or one girl, look at him or her, and then start imagining. There was one useless fellow, he went to a temple and standing before Lord, and that very time the bell rang, ten. So he saw behind there was a girl, and then his mind started creating. I am standing before the Lord and I am praying, and that very moment this bell rang by a girl. Is it a message for me from Bhagavan that she has come for me? The mind will start the drama. And then that girl will ask, excuse me, I want to go there. Can you please guide me? Oh, she started talking also. There must be something. So slowly, slowly, when we interact with somebody or something, that interaction starts creating impressions on our mind. Now that fellow goes home and goes to sleep. What will be the dream? Bhagwan Krishna. That useless girl. Therefore, as is our food intake, so is our vomison. As is our world intake in the form of impressions, so is our vomison in the form of the dream. Dreams are nothing but mental vomisons. See, friends, if we do not react with anything in this world, reactions are always by words. Remember this basic principle of life. Mind reacts only by words. Mind is the cause, words are the effect. Like gold is the cause and ornaments are the effects. Mind is formless, shapeless, soundless. Words are with form, with sound, with shape. Therefore, one technique I told, try. Think whatever you want to think. No control. Think anything. But one condition, don't use words to think. Can you think? You cannot think. And therefore, this topic is given for us to work on the mind. So those who get all terrible kinds of dreams, etc., because this is how their life had been, constantly reacting with the world on every small little thing. See, friends, therefore, when it is said that what is the swapna? Jagrat kalina nana vidha vasana bihi. When we are awake, we are interacting, no, we are reacting in the world in such a manner that there are two types of dents created on our mind. One is like, second is dislike. There is no third dent. I like this, I don't like this. That's it. Slowly, slowly, these dents become so deeper. Earlier, it was hairline fracture. Then it became a deeper one. Then it became a very wide one. Then it became a valley and so strong likes and dislikes. And thereafter, our whole life is lived under the compulsion of our personal likes and dislikes. See, friends. Therefore, these our dreams tell the quality of life we have lived. I knew one girl in Pune many years before. Now she also must be very old like me. She and her husband non-stop, caw, 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 caw. And she was absolutely quiet. So when I went to their house, I asked her, I said, you don't talk anything? Only neck, head. Um, we don't feel like talking. You have no opinion on anything what your husband says. You don't feel like talking. I said, now how to make her talk? Then I said, are you dumb? Then I said, please tell me in words why you don't talk. What a beautiful answer she gave. She says, Swamiji, I don't feel there is a need to talk. Great thing. See? We just can't keep our mouth shut. Therefore, our Mahamantra that you chanted, Dekho, Suno, Mat Bolo. See, my friends, then we are working on the subtle body or the mind. Otherwise, it will become only academic. That there are, like, you make a chart. There is a gross body, subtle body, and there is a causal body. And then causal body, and you teach others, and you yourself gone completely. One of the biggest obstacle on the spiritual path is the impact of objectivity in approach. You may be knowing last few months before, maybe 4 or 5 months before, 3 physics scientists were awarded Nobel Prize. Do you know what is the discovery they had? The world is an illusion. इतना परेशान होके निकला क्या? खोला पाठ, निकला चूहा. See, friends, because their approach is objective. They will be talking about the whole galaxies and black hole and white hole, everything. Can the whole exist without an object? What is a whole? If you take a paper and cut a piece in between, then that is called a whole. So is whole an object? Whole is absence of paper. And absence by itself doesn't exist. When we say absent, who is absent? He is absent. What is absent? Wisdom is absent. Darkness is not an object. It is absence of light. Silence is not an object. It is absence of the sound. See? But we get lost only. We take for granted space and all the contents. Find out where is the space. See? Then we come to know the space is in our mind. When we enfold our mind, put it below our pillow and sleep, after that, first question, where are we? Second question, when are we? Third question, what are we? There is no time, there is no space, there is nobody. And therefore, there is happiness. See, friends. Therefore, everything is in this mind. And this mind we have never taken care of. Therefore, the study of scriptures should focus our attention on our mind, not on the world. World is like this only. It will continue. So, kartrati bhavam pratipadya rajate yatra swayam jyoti ayam paratma. And then in that dream, we become friend, enemy, etc., successful, unsuccessful. If you really want to have the joy of being, listen to Yoga Vasishta. I'll tell you from there. Like in our dream, we see so many people, all the five great elements, so many trees, rivers, people, good and bad, everything is seen in the dream. Nobody dreams the dream as a dream. During the dream, it is a solid reality, is it not? So the whole world is created. Now, when our dream is over, where all those people who were created, where they have gone? Do we worry about it? No. Exactly the same way. We are all in the dream of Brahmaji. Brahmaji is sleeping and we are in his dream and fighting, shouting, wow, 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 satsanga, dussanga. See? And when Brahmaji will wake up, everything gone. Mahapralaya. See, friends, but how we take this world so seriously? Because we are living only at this body level. Therefore, kartrati bhavam pratipadya rajate swayam yatra jyotir atma paratma. After having told this, now the teacher takes us further. धीमात्र कोपादिशेष साक्षी न लिप्यते तत्कृतकर्मलेशैः यस्मात् असंगत तत्सर्व एव कर्मभिः न लिप्यते किंचित उपाधिना कृतैः. See, धीमात्र उपाधि अशेष साक्षी. And this is to be recognized. You don't have to do anything, friends. If you really step on the spiritual path, you will naturally drop up. Do. No more doing. Enough of it. Every doing stops. See? Knowledge is of two types. One knowledge which demands follow-up action. Second knowledge doesn't demand any follow-up action. We are talking about the second knowledge. First knowledge is if you do the Gayatri Japa standing in the Narmada river up to the waist depth and then do the Om Bhurbu Swaha, this will happen. You heard it? Yes. Now do it. Oh, I have to do also. Yes. The second knowledge is the backdrop behind me is black. What you have to do? No. Let me do the japa. It is black. It is black. No need. We don't have to become divine, my friends. Stop doing. The other day, somebody asked me one, Swamiji, you tell me some spiritual practice. I said, I'll tell in the satsang. Then in the satsang, I told this. Suppose you are observing fast on Ekadashi. That day, knowingly eat food and watch your mind. Suppose you are doing japa. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. One day, knowingly well, don't do the japa. Watch your mind. One day you will come to discover we are leading a mechanical life. Work on the mind. See, then you will come to know why God, how much we are obsessed. And what happened? Suppose you are doing Ekadashi, and for whatever reason, by mistake or whatever reason, you happen to eat something on that Ekadashi day. Whole day, I have eaten today food. No, Ekadashi is broken. Now what will happen? You go to hell. Spiritual life, you cannot continue to remain in KG1, KG2 throughout life. If I ask this girl, hey, what are you doing? When I saw her, she was in KG1. Hey, what are you doing? Swamiji, I am still KG1. Will it look good? In the same manner, how long are we going to continue with the same? If a child counts 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, 2, looks so beautiful, isn't it? Small finger, small child. If a PhD student, 1, 2, will it look good? Rise above, rise above. And what is rising above? Start working on your mind, not outside. And for that, living at zero complaint level. Whenever the mind complains, we are the victim of that mind. Therefore, dhimatra upadhi ashesha sakshi. Then who are we? We are merely the illuminator of everything that is happening in the mind. See, I am editing one book these days. From there I am telling you the thought. Similar thought is so simple. When we are dealing our day-to-day life in the world, we must practice drashta bhav. Drashta bhav means what? Do not get involved in anybody's life. Then you are working on your mind. Unless we are perfected ourselves in that, we cannot take the second step. Second step is sakshi bhav. What is sakshi bhav? Sakshi bhav is when you are sitting all by yourself. You are not involved with anybody outside, but now you are suffering because of the uncontrolled thought eruptions. Inside, there is a volcanoes of thoughts erupting. This you can see everywhere. When I keep moving on airport, this is my very beautiful time pass. Somebody sitting alone, watch him. What is he doing? He's talking to himself. See? And then we get carried away by that. Sakshi bhav is let any thought come in the mind. You don't get identified with them. Meaning, thought of misery, we do not become miserable. Thought of joy, we do not become joyful. Meaning, let there be an experience, but let there be no experiencer born. Then what will be the result? Result will be, what we see the Mahatmas, a finished product. But before that we see what they have gone through, we don't know. Like we see the beautiful Vigraha, Bhagavan Krishna in a temple. So beautiful it is. The moment we look at it, we bow and we are so happy to see him. But before he came on that spot, he has gone through chisel and hammer treatment. See, friends, in the same manner, all of us have to go through good and bad experiences. But what is the difference? We become miserable or happy. Wise people are above it because they are living their life as a drashta when leading with the world and as a sakshi when they are with themselves. Then no thought will ever disturb us. Friends, thoughts are not problem. Then the flow of thought is a problem. We take bath in Ganges comfortably, we enjoy. But when the Ganges are in floods, the flow is very strong and we get into the same waters. Water will not take us away. It is the flow that takes us away. In the same manner, thoughts don't disturb us. The thought flow takes us away from where we are. See? You think about anything finite. Finite theme is your daughter's marriage. All the time, kusur going on. Whether I should do it. And then you get so much carried away as if this is the end of the world. See? I'll tell you one example. It happened in Mumbai. One girl, she came to Netherlands, very good friend of mine, his daughter. She is very beautiful, typical Kokanastha Brahman. Very nice, educated. She was exported by her company. And when they came, then two, three boys, girls staying together. And then when she was coming after 2 years, so she was proposed by her friend, a Malayali. Now you can imagine, she was so fair and beautiful, a Malayali dark complexion. So in a plane, he has made the whole thing. He told the air hostess, please allow me to do this thing. In the flight, he took the, what you call the ring, and then he proposed her. And the whole plane, clack, 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 clack. And then she started thinking that what is wrong in him and I should reject. He started, see how beautiful it is. And ultimately she decided. Now her father, oh God, so much of commotion. See? And then he came to me. I said, look here. Do you guarantee whatever boy you see for her, he will be a right fit for him? Can you guarantee? No. Then let her go her own way. Don't get involved in their life. So, you also say like this. I said, you have come to a wrong person. Go to somebody who will make you miserable. Then that girl got married. Now, they themselves say, Swamiji, there cannot be any better husband for my daughter than this. He's so sincere, so dedicated. He takes so much of care. Even we have not taken so much care of her. See? But we get too much involved. So first spiritual practice, don't get involved with the world. Second spiritual practice, don't get carried away by the thoughts. These two things. How to stop this carriage by the thoughts? Just do not breed the thoughts. One thought breeds the next thought. Thought breeding is called the process of worrying. And what is a worry? Trying to solve the non-existing problem. Suppose this happened, what will happen? Let it happen, then we'll see. See? Therefore, tasmad asanga tata eva karma vihi na lipyate kinchin upadina krutaihi. Therefore, please remember this thing. A final conclusion of this mantra. Let there be an experience, but let an experiencer be not born. Knowledge without a knower is God. Experience without experiencer is God. Action without doer is God. But how much we get involved. I have done, and how this develops when we bring our dead past in the present. I was here, I was there. I have done this. Who asked you? But we keep on telling. This principle I learned from one of my Amma in Badrinath. She is no more. That time I was pretty young. She told me this Maha Mantra. Who asked you? I came from the temple and I used to go and sit with her. That day I was in a different mood. I went, I said, Mama, I want to sleep in your lap. So I slept. And she was playing with my beard and all that. I said, Mama, I have decided no more talks. Too many lectures, no more talks. When I said like this, she started laughing. I said, hey, why are you laughing? She said, you have got a joke, I must laugh. What is the joke in that? The joke is, did Narayana ask you whether you like to give talk or not? No, he didn't ask. Did I ask you whether you want to give talks or not? No, you didn't ask. Then whose question you are answering? See what a deep understanding. We keep on talking. Nobody wants to know about us. We are not Bhagwan Krishna, Ramayan, ya Krishnayan. But we have to bring. And as a result, what happens? Our body identification becomes stronger and firm. Because childhood belongs to the body, not to us. Middle age belongs to the body, not to us. But Swamiji, are you not telling? You also told now about the past. Yes, I did tell. But be attentive. Whenever you learn from any experience of your life, that experience does not create an impression on your mind. Because we have learned. Learning is not impression, learning is wisdom. Wisdom is light and impressions are heavy. See, friend, impressions are likes and dislikes. Wisdom is knowledge without any dent on the mind. Therefore, na lipyate kinchid upadhina krutaihi. That is our essential nature. We are not touched by. Let there be any kind of thoughts come and go in the mind. Who cares? See? This obsession about there should not be any bad thoughts in the mind. Then where will the thoughts come? Will they come in the nose? They will come in the mind. So what we have to do? Be attentive. Good thought I know, bad thought I know. So who am I? Other than both. But when I get influenced by the bad thought, then I have become somebody. Then somebody will suffer. Then he will always think, I don't know, why did I get bad thought, One man came home and he was very frustrated that day. And he was talking soliloquy to himself. I don't know whose face I have seen in the morning. My whole day has gone horrible. Wife is cool. How many times I told you, darling, don't shave early in the morning. Because you have seen your own beautiful face early in the morning. Therefore, the day has been like this. Relax, relax, relax. Sarvavyaprutikरणam lingamidam satchidatmanaha pumsaha vasyadikamiva takshna tenaivatma bhavati asangoyam. So, all the instruments, our antakaran chatushtaya, our indriya, jnanendriya, karmendriya, all of them are the instruments through which Paramatma is expressing. See? These glasses are the instruments through which the eyes are seeing. Eyes are the instrument through which the mind is seeing. Mind is the instrument through which eye is seeing. Eye is the instrument through which life is expressing. Life is an instrument through which Paramatma is expressing. Go back. This journey is not spatio-temporal journey. We are not crossing distances. We are not taking any time. We don't have to become. This journey is from the husband to the man, from the wife to the woman. So you are all that, isn't it? Then do that journey. So what will be the journey? Stop reacting. When she is talking, you should keep quiet. When she is quiet, you should not talk. You are following spiritual path. Otherwise, all the time, tu, my, tu, ka. Don't get lost in that. Then the teacher says, अंधत्वम मंदत्वम पटुत्व धर्मा सौगण्य वैगुण्य वशादि चक्षुषः बाधिर्य मूकत्व मुखास्तथैव श्रोत्रादि धर्मा न तु वेतरात्मनः. Blindness belongs to the eyes, not to the mind. Mind is still there. Badhirya, deafness is to the ears, not to the mind. See? The more we become aware, therefore the spiritual journey is from the many to the one. Many is the world. So many objects. Drop all objects, take only one object. Sound. Sounds are many. Shram, jaram, jaram, shram, jaram, jaram, going on. So many of them. Drop all the sounds. Take the silence. Sri Ram. Make silence as the object. To make the silence as the object, we have told you two techniques. Number one, don't talk to yourself. Number two, listen to silence. Listening to silence means not getting disturbed by any sound. What is the world? World is only two things, name and form. Asti bhati priya nama rupa iti pancha amshakam. Adyatrayam brahma rupam jagad rupam tatodvayam. World is having these five aspects. Satchidananda, Asti bhati priya and nama rupa. The name form, that is the world, and the substratum is Paramatma. Like the name and the form is the ornament, and substratum is the gold. See? So if we want to conquer the world, we have to conquer name and form. Now be very attentive, it's very deep. Forms are outside. Name is inside. Between the two, drop any one. You have transcended the world. Is it not our experience in deep sleep? What is our shape? What is our name? Nothing. And where is the Nama Rupa? Rupa, the form, are objective and Nama is subjective. My friends, this is spiritual practice. Or other things, what you are doing, do it, continue. Time pass. It has nothing to do with spirituality. On the contrary, there is abhiman about it. And this is how we get lost. Therefore, Shrotradi dharma natu vetturatmanaha. They don't belong to us. We are far away from them. Continuing further, the teacher now brings the next important topic, prana dharma. What are the attributes of the prana? Uchvasa, nichvasa, vijrumbana, shruta, praspandanadyutkramanadika kriya, pranadikarmani vadanti tajna, pranasya varsh, dharma, ashanapi pase. Now pranamaya kosh. Breathing and all the pancha prana, their function, and the quality or dharma of the prana is ashanapi pase, hunger and thirst. Either we get lost in the world, or we get lost in the mind, or we get lost in the hunger and thirst. Heaven is described in Kathopanishad in the following way. Na tatra tvam na jaraya bibheti ubhe tirtva ashanaya pipase shokatigo modate svargaloke. What is heaven? Heaven is a fear-free experience with reference to old age and death, with reference to hunger and thirst, with reference to shoka and moha, delusion and grief. The fear of the six principles, they are called shadurmis. The fear of the sixth principle, when it disappears, we are in the heavens. And this is how our deep sleep is as good as heavens. So these are the dharma of the prana, and therefore this prana also we cannot be. We are all studying it just to drop it, not to hold on to it. Antakaraname deshu chakshuradishu varshmani ahamityabhimanena tishtati abhasa tejasa. Now, this is another very deep, yesterday probably I told. Everything is inert, right from the Pancha Koshas, the Pancha Mahabhutas, then everything is inert. They have no life. Otherwise, if a dead body is kept on the fire, it will not say, hey, garam jada hai yaar. No, because there is no life there. Now, where from the life comes? See, these bulbs, they are dead. Where from the light comes? When electricity is blessing the bulbs in a particular way, then the light comes. So the light in the bulb and the life in us are similar. When the bulb becomes fused means what? Is there any loss to the electricity? No. Is there any loss to the bulb? No. Then the ability of the bulb to allow the electricity to express as life, that ability has gone. And therefore it is fused. So after the bulb becomes fused, will the light from the bulb go into another light? Think. Therefore, the jiva, hell, heaven, swarga, narak, don't get lost in that. That is not the purpose. So here, the teacher says, see, if you stand in front of the wall, you will not see your reflection. But if you stand in front of the mirror, you will see. In the same manner, the reflection of the consciousness is not possible in anything except in the antakaran. And therefore, that antakaran becomes enlivened. So the intellect by itself is inert, but when it is bathing or reflecting the light of consciousness, technically called as the Chidabhasa, then that antakaran becomes enlivened. And because of that enlivened antakaran, the life is pulsating in the body. And when the ability of that antakaran to express the reflection is gone, then immediately the body falls dead, and because of that, the five elements get disintegrated. So this antakaran is supporting mana buddhi chitta ahankar. So this ahankar aspect of the antakaran is responsible for maintaining the five elements together in the form of the body without disintegrating. What is that which is keeping the five elements intact? Our body is holy, millions of holes, and yet the air is still maintained inside. It is not going out. It is this principle ahankar. And this ahankar becomes non-functional when the ability of the antakarana to reflect the consciousness as chidabhasa is gone. So, chidabhasa plus the reflection of the consciousness and the consciousness, these three things put together is called as the jiva or the soul. If you have to define a husband, how will you define? Man with the reflecting media of wife, and reflection of the man in the reflecting media of the wife is called as husband. Can there be husband without wife? Can there be husband without man? See, all three are required. Now, out of these three, which is real? If there is no wife, will anything happen to husband? No. If there is no wife, he cannot be husband. Nothing can happen to him. But he gets so much identified with that conditioning. Without you, how can I live? How can I live? As the age grows old, the woman becomes stronger and the man becomes a weakling. Every time they have to ask, uh, should I put on this pant? No, go without pant. Everything they have to ask. I have seen in many old houses, for everything, because self-confidence zeroed, nothing in them. All the time, depending on the wife for every small little thing. I am not telling you out of my head. I have seen one person in where Pune. I tell you, his wife was always having diseases. You name the disease. She was a mobile disease van, and always having her this purse and lot of medicine. And he was very healthy, strong, making fun always of his wife. My wife doesn't take food; she survives only on medicines, and making all sarcastic remarks. She was calm and quiet, never reacted, cheerful and happy. As time passed, they had three daughters. As time passed, then one day she died. Thereafter, he started chanting the mantra. The mantra was, she gave me tea in the morning. She went to her room. She lied down on the bed. She never woke up. She gave me the tea in the morning. She went to her bed. She lied down. She never woke up. This mantra he chanted for 8 years. Three daughters, 4 months staying with each daughter. How much we get involved, dependent. We are here only for spiritual evolution. Everything else should necessarily wait. Hey friends, therefore I told you, in our satsanga you will not get anything. You have to discover. And we are not condemning you. One man asked me this question, Swamiji, I come for satsang, but I don't know why I come. I said, how are things at home? Swamiji, don't ask that. She is always shouting, fighting. Children are horrible. Therefore, you come to satsang? I do not know that also, but I do come. What is the reason I come to satsang? You tell me. I said, only in the satsang you are told, you are divine, you are Satchidananda. Who doesn't like to glorify oneself? At home you go, everybody condemns you. At least there is one place where you are divine. मुझे लगता ही है कि मैं divine. Friend, We don't have to do anything, we don't have to gain anything, only discover. Scientists do not create anything, they discover the laws of nature. We don't have to do anything, only discover. The Panchakoshas have covered our divine nature. Remove it and be happy. Therefore, this aham is the one which is an imaginary appearance only after the body is enlivened by this. See? It has gone to the last verse. Is it a suggestion for me from God? Stop now. Mhm. Mhm. You'll excuse me for 2 minutes. Mhm. Yes. Now we come to the ahankar in 105th verse. अंतःकरण में तेषु चक्षुरादिषु वर्ष्मणि अहमिति अभिमानेन तिष्ठति आभास तेजसा. The eyes never say that I am seeing. The nose never says that I am smelling. They are only the instruments. But then this I, now what is this I? Consciousness reflected in the intellect thought creates an illusory personality that is getting identified with the sense organs and start talking, I am hearing, I am smelling, I am tasting. In the deep sleep, this I is not born. Therefore, you must have seen there are some people, they sleep with everything open. Their eyes open, mouth open, nose open. This is. There are some people. Must be realized one who knows. So in front of their eyes, if you bring the fingers, 4 plus 4, no reply. But there is nobody behind. So antakaranmeteshu chakshuradishu varshmani ahamiti abhimane tishtati abhasa tejasa. So this I is born. See. Now ahankarasa vidneya karta bhokta abhimani ayam satvadi guna yogena avasthatrayam ashnute. So this ahankar is the one, he had the notion I am the enjoyer, I am the doer. Now be attentive. These panchakoshas, body, a small finger. Then prana is the anamika, ring finger. Then mind, the middle finger. Then I, what we are studying, ahankara, I is the index finger, and thumb is the anandamaya kosha, Bhagavan. 5 of them. Now this I, when identified with the mind, becomes happy, miserable, according to the modification of the mind. When this I gets identified with the pranamaya kosha, becomes hungry or thirsty. When this I gets identified with the body, becomes man or woman. So this I is constantly identified with the three. And as a result, the ananda is far away. So what we do? We discard the body identification, discard no hunger and thirst, discard no likes and dislikes. Then what happens to this I? He has to come back to Om. This is called Jnana Mudra. This is not a snuff mudra, jnana mudra. Now, next time you sit, simply photography, don't get lost into that. The meaning we should understand. See? Now, this I first gets identified with the mind, through the mind with the prana, through the mind and prana with the body. So, we start from the body. How we start from the body? Possessions and relations, sukha kachra, gila kachra. See? Then pranamaya kosha, not thinking about food whole day. ब्रेकफास्ट को क्या बनाया, लंच को क्या बनाएंगे, डिनर का अरे राम राम राम. There is some other theme also in life other than food. See? When we have nothing, when we are not creatively occupied, we can only think about food. See? You must have seen when you travel by train or flight, you have nothing to do. हाँ, खाने को क्या है? Then all the dabbas come. And if you are traveling by train, and if you are lucky, I always used to pray when I was traveling by train, there should be Gujarati or a Sindhi next passenger. Gujarati and Sindhi, they have got more weight of their eatables than anything else. You know. Because when you have nothing to do, khao, khao. दूसरा कुछ काम है ही नहीं. Therefore, this ahankar is after identification with these panchakoshas, and therefore he starts suffering or enjoying. Then sattvadiguna yogena avasthatrayam ashnute. Now this I, because of these three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, he goes through the three types of experiences. Now, what are those? Ahankara sa vidya karta bhoktra abhivaniyam avasthatrayam ashnute. Now, Vishayanam anukulle sukhi dukhi viparyaye sukam dukkham chata dharma sadanandasya nacha atmanaha. Now, what is this ahankar? How do we discover ahankar? Be attentive. Vishayanam anukulle, if something is conducive to us, we are very happy. If something is not conducive, we are miserable. Dukhi viparyaye. Sukam dukkham chatta dharma. So the misery and joy, that belongs to the ahankar, neither to Paramatma nor to the sense organs. See? Suppose I do not like somebody, and that somebody doesn't know. See? This is also a very important way to live in this world. Suppose somebody doesn't like me, and I don't know. So I will go, hey, how are you? How are you? That fellow will suffer. I am happy. You know, I don't know whether you like me or you don't like me. So whenever something is conducive to us, we become happy. Not conducive, we become miserable. And in this manner, becoming joyful or sorrowful is the quality of this ego, not ours. Be attentive. When we were entering this world, like in earlier days, now things have changed. Now on the passport, they don't even put the stamp. So when we used to come earlier, even before 9/11, they used to give us a long form to fill in. So many questions. Are you a member of terrorist organization? Are you carrying the deadly weapons on person? Are you carrying more than $20,000? Now who will write yes? But they'll write. And then you can go. Exactly the same way. When we are entering this world, Bhagwan has given us a form. He welcomes us to this world. I always remember this and I really enjoy this. I land in Washington, Dulles. It is Virginia. So there is a big board in all languages, welcome to Virginia, welcome to Virginia. So they have written, Welcome to Virginia is the same, but lipi, the script is the local. So in the Hindi script, what they have written, could you imagine? Welcome to Virginia. Because that translation must have been given either by a Bengali or a Nepali. Because Bengalis cannot say wa, they say ba. Therefore, Bengalis are never worried. Why are you worried? No, I am outside. Welcome to Virginia. So when we were coming in this world, Bhagwan has given us a form. And anityam sukham lokam imam prapya. Now you are entering this temporary and full of miseries world. The question is asked, do you want to be miserable? Options are given, yes and no. All those who are miserable, because they have opted to be miserable. Make the miseries miserable. Why we become miserable? Because of this ahankar. See, nobody respects me. What is there to respect? Is age a criteria? See, there are 4 types of thoughts. When somebody thinks he is great because of the age, like I am, because of the age I am elder than all of you. So if I think I am elder than all of you, therefore you should respect me, this is Shudra Vichar. If I think I am richer than all of you, then you should respect me. This is the Vaishya Vichar. If I think I am more powerful than any one of you, it is the Kshatriya Vichar. And if I think I am wiser than you, it is the Brahmana Vichar. So those who are complaining these days, children don't respect the elders, they Shudra Vichar. Friends, respect is not demanded, it's commanded. And what is that? Respect will come from when we have something worthy in us. See, friends. Therefore, this sukham, dukkham, all this is only for the ego. So, what should be the spiritual practice? Let there be miseries, don't become miserable. Let there be joy, don't lose the balance. 4 principles. 1. If you are happy, don't promise anything to anybody. You will suffer later. Like Dasharath Maharaj promised Kaikeyi when he was extremely happy and Ramayana became. Second thing, if you are angry, do not discuss anything with anybody. And third, if you are confused, don't make decisions. Then you will understand all these things. We are under the spell of anger and we say something. We are under the spell of miseries and all the time. In which place I went? Somewhere in North India. It was my fault I went there, and another old man. He was sitting very frustrated. I said, Babuji, how are you? जिंदा है अभी मरे नहीं. Did you get your food? They throw some pieces of roti, I eat that. Now you can understand what must be the quality of that man's life. Eh? What could be the reason? Reason could be only one. He is not given due recognition of his presence in the house. Now everybody is busy with themselves, isn't it? Particularly children, office goers, they have no time. And this old is sitting whole day at home, Nobody wants me. They have got busy, they have got something better than you. Therefore, remember, do not justify yourself being miserable. If we are miserable, it is a case of strong ego. Extreme miserable, extreme ego. less miserable, less ego. Bhagwan has no ego, therefore Paramananda. When Yashoda Maya scolded Bhagwan Krishna, he was eating the soil. मिट्टी खाता है, सुअर था क्या? Bhagwan was afraid whether she has recognized that I only took the Varaha avatar. And therefore he created a confusion for her. If somebody tells us how angry we become, see, this is all in our mind, friends. It is so simple spiritual practice. Be at peace with yourself. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. When we are alone, without becoming lonely. When we are alone, we don't talk to ourselves. When we are alone, we are not disturbed by anything. We are on the doorstep of Bhagwan. See, I have not given you mantra. I have not told you do charity, dan dharma. I have not asked you for dakshina. See, one lady asked me this question, Swamiji, how will I practice spirituality? I become disturbed, miserable every now and then. I said, okay, I'll tell you. Whenever you become miserable and disturbed, that hurts me. You love me, is it not? Swamiji, I had to tell. I said, yes, you have to tell. Yes, I love you. Will you like to hurt somebody whom you love? No. So whenever you are disturbed, whenever you are miserable, whenever you are angry, whenever you are frustrated, you are hurting me. Within 6 months, such a change came in her. He said, Swamiji, I can tell you now with confidence that I am at peace with myself. And that anchor is not outside. Anchor is how you take life. Okay? Attribute everything Bhagavan, everything to Bhagavan, everything. See? So when the Lord sees we are happy and cheerful, He will see, He will feel, yes, my purpose of creating is fulfilled. If somebody is called the time crying, Bhagavan will say, hey, it's okay, it's a regular feature, nothing to worry. You must have seen some children, they keep on crying. One child was crying in one rickshaw. I was in the car. I say, Amma, your child is crying. No, 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 वो हमेशा रोता है. No value to his crying. And what was actually happening? She has kept the child in the rickshaw, and where she was kept, the child was kept, there was something sharp, wire or something. And on that she kept, and that fellow was crying. It was a genuine cry, but he was always crying. In the same manner, when we constantly cry, Bhagwan say, "Koi baat nahi, theek hai, next." Friends, don't complain. Live cheerfully and happily. Then only we are practicing spiritual life. Otherwise, we imagine that we are walking the spiritual path and make ourselves and everybody around us miserable. Therefore, one has to recognize our own divine nature. How do we do it? It will be told in the 108th verse tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om